Well, I'm here to clarify a misconception that people think everybody is doing nursing because they just came to the US. No, it's not. If you cannot take care of people, if you do not have patience, if you do not have compassion, if you do not have all these kind of things, don't do nursing. So for the people who are doing nursing, well, here I am changing careers and doing something that fits in with your life with the schedule. It's said that with the millennials, they will change their careers like 3 to 4 times in their lifetime. Okay? So when the opportunity comes, take it up and run with it. Okay, in my previous video, I said that I'm gonna be talking about immunization. One of the um, biggest is it tips or something that will boost your chances in getting into nursing school, especially for my school. For other schools, they delay this process, but for my school, from my experience, I'll be honest, I when I was doing my immunization, I've been a CNA for almost 3 years now. Throughout the programs, or throughout the employers that I went to, they were offering some of these immunizations that are required for all the nurses to have before they step their foot into nursing school. I was like, no, I'm not gonna have that. I'm going to wait. Even sometimes the flu shot, you're waiting because it's either you don't want to take it or you haven't been sick. So you're very skeptical about all these shots. Well, I'm here to tell you that as you become a nurse, you will have to go through some of the immunizations that they require you to get, the vaccinations. So for the people, if you don't have any COVID shot, or if you don't have any shots that that are required for the nursing school, you won't be able to even get into the program. So I'll go right into it. So the first of the major one that I want to share with you, that you should start before. If you know that you want to be a nurse, I ran LPN on all that. Before you go to the hospital, they require you to have some vaccination. For example, the longest one is the hepatitis B. Some of these vaccinations, they're actually provided by the hospitals or the companies that you're working for as a CNA or as a med tech, as a medical assistant, PCT, patient care attendant, technologist, and all these other courses, healthcare courses that require to go to step your foot in facilities or in hospitals. They require you to have this. So the hepatitis B has 3 shots and has 2 shots. So these 3 shots, they're about 6 months apart, until you get a positive titer. That's like, I won't go into the details, but that's like it shows that you have immunity, that when you test it and you have immunity, that's when, for example, my school will accept your application and they will give you a chance to do the essay with the rest of the people, because you only do essays once per application period. Okay, so I'm here to tell you, anyone who is in nursing school or who is planning to do nursing school, all those immunizations, especially the hepatitis B that they give you can start taking it soon, because I don't want you to be in a situation like me. In the last semester is when now you're realizing, oh, we need hepatitis B, especially the positive titer, which takes after 6 weeks or a month or 2 months for you to get vaccination, and then it turns positive after a few weeks, and then that's what you present in your school. So you better do it now, today, whatever you can. That's hepatitis B. Then they will check, they will ask you for your measles shots, your tetanus. If you've been pregnant, you got your tetanus. If you haven't, if you are a guy watching me also, you will still get the tetanus. For the measles, I know people in Africa, especially in my country, we get measles shots when we are so small, right? For me, I had the paperwork for, like, they used to give us paperwork, many more than almost 20, 30 years ago. They didn't have the technology that they have today. So my school was like, we can't take paperwork. You might have like signed it by yourself. So we don't know whether you have immunity for measles. So you have to get tested. You need to go to the hospital. And the bottom line for all this vaccination, if you don't have health insurance, you need to get your health insurance. You need to get your health insurance before you even, in fact, it's a requirement for nursing school. You cannot start nursing school without a comprehensive insurance cover. So it covers for immunizations, okay? So the next thing is TB. TB has a huge misconception, especially people from my country or Kenya. They say because we got the BCG on our hand when we were small, you have the TB antigen or antibody antigen, or the BCG shot means that means that your TB sometimes it gets positive, it gets a positive skin test, when it swells. And for the people who are positive like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that they got TB. But my doctor told me it shows positive because either you've been exposed to someone who had TB, which I did, or you have there's a spot in your lungs, I don't know, it's called a latent spot that is inactive. So the moment it gets the opportunity to get activated by the environment, you will definitely get TB. So if you have that spot, you will know it through a test called the TB Gold test. That's all paid for insurance. The TB Gold test will identify whether you have it or not. The chest x-ray is good. So if your test for skin test is negative and your chest is negative, you're fine with that. But if your skin test is positive, you have to do a TB Gold test. That's all that is in the hospital stuff. And if you also need varicella is also a shot you get, I think, when you're small or something, but you have to prove it. So I had to get all these shots. And the major one, the usual one, is the flu shot. People get it before they go to these institutions. And that's why they will tell you, you need to get your flu shot before you get into this. But if you apply your program, let's say in spring, where the flu is a little bit less compared to fall, some schools, like my school, they can allow you to go through the semester without the flu shot. But during fall season or winter, you must get your flu shot, which is a requirement. There's a whole website where you have to upload documents to show that you're indeed vaccinated through the flu shot, or all these other vaccines. Right now, my school has not requested for a COVID booster shot, but if it's required, then I will have to take it. But I got the 2 shots, which, we've been getting immunizations from when we were small. So they would highly recommend people to take this, because so that if they anticipate future infections or future things that will hinder your ability to provide professional services to clients, then why not take it now to prevent? Like they always say, prevention is better than cure. So this is my tip: get your immunization through at least by the 3rd semester you're in school. Start asking for this information, and they will not tell you, by the way. They won't tell you unless you ask for it or unless you find it by yourself. They'll not tell you because it will push you a semester or 2 semesters behind. Well, there's no rush for anything, but I will encourage you, please, as you're watching this, learn something. If you can't learn this, just share it to your friend, sister, brother, whoever needs this career. And this is important for them. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.